Not many people talk about this, but focus is actually very important for bodybuilding. And I don't really want to waste your time with a long intro, but even you need focus on the macro and also the micro level. And what I mean with the macro is, for example, choosing the sports that you pursue and actually allocating your focus and your resources well between those sports that you pursue. So for what I mean here is that you shouldn't really pursue like focus on multiple sports at the same time. You can pursue multiple sports at the same time, maximum of two, I would say. But I think you should have, if you want to make great progress, you should have one priority at a time. For example, imagine you're doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and strength training. I don't think you should focus and just try to make as much progress as possible on both sports. But I think you should have one priority and do the other one more as maintenance volume. Not really trying to make as much progress as possible. So maybe Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is your focus. So what you do with your strength training is maybe you train every day. You do strength training every day. Maybe you then switch to maybe training 4 times per week, 3 times per week, because Brazilian Jiu Jitsu is your focus. I think that's a way better way to go about it. For example, for me, I'm kind of pursuing two sports right now. I really enjoy boxing and I also really enjoy strength training. But strength training, bodybuilding is my focus. So what I do with boxing, I don't do like super long sessions. I don't go to a boxing gym. I just shadow box for 10 minutes in my room every day. And on Thursdays, because it's my rest day from strength training, I do a longer shadow boxing session. I do 30 minutes of shadow boxing on Thursdays. So yeah, I'm shadow boxing every day. I like enjoy boxing. Yes, I can still do sports that I actually enjoy, but it's not my priority. I'm not making it a priority. I'm actually still focusing on bodybuilding, and I make sure it doesn't take away from the bodybuilding. I just do it for fun. I just do it for like 90, like 1.5 hours per week of boxing per week. I mean, I could do it for a lot more, but I know my focus isn't on boxing right now. It's on bodybuilding. But there will be phases in my life where my focus will be on boxing probably. Maybe in a few years I'll have a period of time where my focus will be on boxing. I would be really focused on boxing. I would train at the gym and I would be trying to get really strong and all those things. And I would probably maybe get into an amateur fight. Maybe all those. Maybe I'll do something like that one day. But right now, boxing isn't the focus, and I make sure my training plan program reflects that. So what I think pursuing sports, if you have different sports that you really enjoy, if any like me, I really enjoy different sports. I enjoy bodybuilding, I enjoy boxing, I enjoy wrestling, I enjoy volleyball, I enjoy football, I enjoy basketball, and I think you should. My philosophy is that you should pursue different sports in chapters. You shouldn't try to do everything at the same time. But maybe you have a chapter of a few years where you focus on bodybuilding. Then you have 2 years where you focus on boxing. And then you have 1 year where you focus on volleyball. And you have another year where you focus on basketball. And then you have a year where you focus on wrestling. I think that's a way better way to actually pursue sport because first you make more progress and it's actually more enjoyable. Having one focus at a time is a lot more enjoyable. Making incredible progress on one thing at a time is more enjoyable than having 5 different things to do in a day and you just mediocre at all 5. If you train 5 different sports every day, you'll be very mediocre, like pretty bad at all those five sports. But if you focus on one for a whole year, at the end of the year you'll actually be very good. And then the next year you focus on another sport. Maybe do 5 years strong. So you focus on one sport for 5 years, and then another sport for 5 years, and then another sport for 5 years. How good will you be at all the sports at the end? That's like a concept I recently learned. That balance is a myth, and balance is different from what we were told it was. A balance isn't about doing different things or trying to do everything very well every day, every week, every month. No. It's about focusing on one thing at a time, making great progress, and then focusing on another thing, making great progress there whilst maintaining the first thing, and then focusing on the third thing, making great progress here whilst maintaining the other two things. That's kind of the way better way to do it. Like I had other periods in my life, for example during Corona, where I was focused on boxing, and I was really boxing for a while, and that was my main focus. I was more focused on boxing than bodybuilding, and I made great progress there. And even now, I haven't boxed in a while, and I just recently started boxing again, and I'm not bad. I still have the skills. Like I'm not on the same level as I was, but the skills aren't all gone, and I still am very good. I haven't lost that much. I still have the same speed, the same technique, the same muscle memory. So I still know the combos. I haven't forgotten all those things because I had a period of serious focus on boxing. That's kind of what I've noticed. And the other thing is also on the micro level. It's not only on the macro level, so on the bigger scale, bigger picture, but it's also on the micro level. For example, with just specific training. You may think about switching training programs, like switching to another exercise. Maybe you're doing push pull leg, and you think, okay, I'm gonna make more progress with upper lower, or I'm gonna make more progress with the bro split. Often, you can pretty much make progress with any split, honestly. Of course, there are some splits that are a little bit less effective than others, definitely, yeah. But as long as your training split allows you to train each muscle group 2 times a week, then at that point, the difference in progress you're gonna make with another one isn't gonna be that big. So that's why. Don't think, okay, yeah, I'm doing upper lower, but it doesn't seem like the progress is that good. So maybe I'm gonna switch to just doing push pull leg instead. That's not necessarily a good idea. Staying with the upper lower program, you can figure it out. Switching to push pull legs isn't gonna instantly, magically just solve your problem. You can switch to push pull legs and you still have the same problem because the training split, the program wasn't the problem. The problem was you. There was another problem. Maybe you aren't bulking. Maybe you aren't training hard enough. But you blamed it on the training split. You said, okay, yeah, I need to do push pull legs. Yeah, but it's just because I'm doing upper lower. No, it's probably something else. Switching programs, switching training splits isn't gonna solve all your problems. So for me, I started with push pull legs, and I'm still doing it now. There were periods where I changed to another split. There were periods where I tried full body, where I tried upper lower. But right now, what I found is push pull legs works best for me. So I've been doing it for a long time, and very often, it's about just doing the boring thing and just sticking with the same training split for months, years. It isn't sexy because there isn't some variation and you're not constantly changing things. But that's actually how you make the most progress. Even when it comes to let me close my window, bro. Even when we talk about exercises, it's often you make more progress, at least in the shorter term, whilst just doing the same exercises for weeks and weeks and weeks, than you will by constantly switching exercises. Of course, I'm not saying you can never try another exercise, no. Sometimes it's actually very effective to actually try another exercise because you may find that you actually like the exercise more than the one you were doing before. But still, changing exercises isn't necessarily going to magically make your training better. Sometimes it can, definitely can, because sometimes you may be plateauing just on a certain exercise and adding variation can actually help you just break through the plateau. But sometimes you'll just change exercises just for the sake of doing it, just for fun. And when you do that too often, you're not going to be able to progress. You're not going to be able to make good progress. To actually make good progress over weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and try to be able to really progressively overload. You need to just stick with the same exercises for a while until you for like 8 weeks, 12 weeks, and then maybe switch them around a little bit. But you need to have the ability to actually stick with the same boring workouts over and over again for a while. And if you can't, you need to work on it. Because we often think that the grass is greener on the other side. That, oh yeah, if I just switch to this new program, if I just switch to this new sport, all my problems will be solved. It happens so often, especially in the times where you're plateauing, where things are difficult, where things are hard. You just think to yourself, okay, yeah, I just need to switch. I just need to jump over the fence, and every single problem I have will be solved. But that's not how it works. Often, you just need to take accountability and just solve the problem. It may take a while, but that's probably the only thing you can do. So yeah, hope you found this video valuable. If you're interested in my fitness coaching, then click the first link in the description. Don't worry from discomfort, chase it.